Well, now Carlisle's amazing community show, set to involve hundreds, if not thousands of people in staging the story of the city's pubs in April, has been scouting for talent. They've set up a series of workshops all this week, leading up to the main audition day in the Old Market Hall on Sunday. Angus has been to one workshop to see what's in store.
So you're now in control. I stay completely relaxed, all right? And he leads.
Pocket Theatre is looking for painters, set builders, technicians, typists, even ticket sellers. So there's a role for anyone who cares to get involved. But without performers, the whole thing becomes rather futile. And that's what workshops like this are all about. But just how far advanced are plans for Carlisle's amazing community show?
We're at an early stage. It's the exciting stage. We know we're looking for about 150 people to take part in performers, most of whom will never have taken part in any sort of theatre before. We've had about 100 people express an interest already, which is a fairly staggering figure. And this week we're literally going out around the streets and the community centres, trying to invite people in who hadn't even thought about doing it, to say, why don't you give it a try?
Some people have their own preconceptions of what acting and performing is all about. How can you convince them that it's easy?
The smashing thing about acting is that anybody can do it. The difficult thing about something like music is that you actually have to learn a skill, and it takes time. You can't pick up a violin and play it overnight. You can actually become an actor in a matter of a few weeks, and it's not something that you're taught. You find your own way into it. What we do is provide the right sort of play that enables people to do that for themselves. And that really means a play that's about them. So in a sense, a lot of them will be playing themselves. It may be themselves as they were in Carlisle 50 years ago. It may be themselves literally today. People might actually be playing their own character. And so they contribute a lot to the play. It's not somebody writing in ignorance of them. They're actually helping to write the play as we go along.
How would you define a community show?
Involving as many people as possible, particularly those who've never thought of getting involved in theatre. So the ultimate group of people we end up with will include 4-year-olds. There's certainly a lot of kids in the play. And it'll probably run through to 84-year-olds. And I hope it'll have every group in between. I hope it'll have a lot of people who are unemployed, who've got some time during the day to get involved in this, and maybe even find some new skills through this. I hope it'll bring in a lot of people from outlying parts of Carlisle who maybe don't get involved in things as much.
I know it's early days. Today you're working on something of a fight scene. How do you see that fitting into the context of the finished production?
I smile because we're just beginning to get the details of what the finished play is going to be like. And what we're trying to do is put some of the different elements together that balance. There's a smashing bit of start to the play because part of the play is like a soap opera. It's about 4 generations of a local family who run pubs through the state management years in Carlisle. And the play actually starts with a wedding celebration of 2 members of those family. But the scene that follows that is the traditional scene where the navvies who were involved in building the munition works and then in working there just north of Carlisle came flooding into Carlisle to get a drink at the end of a hard day's work and really drank themselves silly, and when it came to closing time put more violence and drunkenness on the streets, it's claimed, than any city before or since. So you've got a sort of balance between all the sweet happy celebrations of a family wedding and then the realities of life, and at the same time there are people going off to war as well. So it's a wonderful mixture of things. So the fight element is, if you like, the tough down-to-earth nitty-gritty to be balanced against the family wedding.
Sounds like great fun. And the main auditions will be held in Carlisle's Old Market Hall from 2 o'clock on Sunday.